What's up, my Tyler Perry Sisters fans? It's your girl Barbie J here with my 2 cents about the preview, trailer, and synopsis breakdowns for Season 8, Episode 15, Tectonic Shifts. And I was sitting there going, Tectonic Shifts. And then, of course, I had to ask Google, who told me it was the movement of the earth plates. Well, I didn't ask Google, I asked Alexa. But anywho, that's for those of you who didn't know, just like I wasn't sure. I had an idea, but I wasn't sure. So the synopsis for that episode reads, both Karen and Andy receive unexpected visitors. So of course we know Karen's visitor is Fatima and Andy's visitor is Miss Marie. And then it says, while Sabrina and Rich are given devastating news. Now the news they're giving, we already heard, which was that he has the sickle cell anemia trait, which makes him ineligible to be a donor. So before we get started, check out these clips that I have attached, and then we'll jump right in with my 2 cents.
You seriously believe that I could stab a knife into another human being's chest?
Well, did you?
That guy. Was he there with Fatima when she held that knife on you? Hit me. He hit me.
It is no secret that you and I have not always gotten along.
I mean, that's like saying Pac and Biggie had a slight disagreement.
I wanted to talk to you about last night.
Must be my lucky day to find you here with your lovely fiance. I need to ask the two of you some questions.
I was led to believe you were going to be leading that firm. What are you going to do to get this predicament over?
When they go low,
We go to the gutter.
Watch out
I have sickle cell.
He makes you ineligible as a donor.
for some nasty confrontations.
what brings you back?
It is no secret you and I have not gotten along.
Whoa, bro.
Hands off me.
HR wants to see me immediately.
Why is this happening? Why are you hesitating? Don't you want to start a family with me?
Okay, y'all, so you see there's a lot to unpack right here. But before we do that, if you're new here or if you're returning here and have not subscribed to this channel as of yet, please take a moment right now and consider subscribing by hitting that subscribe button and then the notification bell so that it'll let you know every time I upload any new content to this channel. Then I ask that you hit that like button, which is the thumbs up button. Then write a comment and give us your 2 cents on the episode or this video. Then I ask that you share the video because sharing is caring. Now, the first scene I'm going to discuss is the scene with Robin and Andy. And he's like, do you seriously believe that I could stab a knife into another human being's chest? And she's like, well, did you? Well, first of all, Andy, you took this information from Zach and Fatima about Robin being their prime suspect, and you ran with it, and I don't understand why. Did they provide you with any proof other than Gary tried to take the firm away from Robin? I mean, they have her acting like Sabrina. Remember how Sabrina used to listen to everything the sisters said? Whatever Danny or Maurice or Karen or whoever said, she would take that information and run with it. And that's part of the reason why her relationship didn't work out with Calvin. Now we have Andy accusing Robin of something with no receipts, no proof, no anything. You're an attorney. If nothing else should click in your head is proof. You have to have something to back up evidence. She has no evidence. She has no proof. She don't have no receipts. So I'm getting tired of the way they have changed her character into this, I don't know what to call a space cadet. I mean, even for her, the way that she's treating Robin when she was asked to take a leave, a voluntary leave, until this whole thing with Gary blows over. But she got on her little high horse and decided she gonna go into work and act like he trying to steal something from her when it's his business. Okay, it's his company. It's Robin's company. You're smacking him and everything else. And what happened? He had to do what was best for the firm and put her on leave, right? So now we have her with Miss Marie showing up to her penthouse. And I want to know, did Andy call Miss Marie? Or did maybe Miss Marie went into the office or she heard somewhere through the grapevine that Andy wasn't there. And she's talking to her saying, I was led to believe that you were going to be leading that firm. What are you going to do to get this predicament over? And Andy's like, when you go low, Miss Marie said, we go to the gutter. I don't know why Andy said that because she don't know what to do about nothing. Let's be real. Andy has no clue what to do, which way to go from here. Miss Marie is street smart. She hood smart. She ghetto smart. So she know what to do. She got connections. Now that she have money, she got connections all over the place. But now I'm wondering if Miss Marie is going to pull her money out of that company and they're going to lose her business if they don't put Andy back. Is Miss Marie going to have to be the one that goes there and say, if Andy Barnes is not put back in charge, then I'm pulling my business from this firm and giving it somewhere else. Because she used to throw that up at Andy and Hayden's face all the time, right, y'all? But then again, as a businesswoman, Miss Marie would understand, well, Andy, it makes sense if you were a suspect. We can't, we cannot have you running the business. And now that Penelope is off, is Andy still a suspect? I mean, we got to consider that situation as well. So I have no idea why Andy's using that Michelle Obama line, but she don't know what to do when they go low. She doesn't know what to do. And I'm curious to see in this next episode what Andy suggests to do, because thus far her suggestions on things to do is what got her in this situation. Instead of being open and honest with Jordan and telling him what Gary was doing, she thought she could control it herself. She wouldn't tell her sisters, her girls. She wouldn't tell anybody. And look at the mess it has gotten her into. So, and then her showing up to the office got her permanently dismissed because of her actions. It's common sense. I'm not a lawyer, but common sense tells me that it makes sense that I'm not there, because then I'm a distraction on the firm. Everybody's looking at me, and now you're feeling bad because everybody's like, isn't she a suspect in that murder case? How you going to run a company? Ain't nobody going to have no respect for you. You have to clear your name first before you go back to the office. The next scene I want to discuss is the Sabrina and Rich. I have sickle cell, which makes, and she said it makes him ineligible as a donor. But she didn't say he had sickle cell. She said he had the trait. And then he's later on, it's like they get back to Sabrina's apartment and he's like, why are you hesitating? Don't you want to start a family with me? First of all, you didn't want kids. Second of all, you don't want to get married. Third of all, you had to be talked into wanting children by your boys. Fourth of all, the only reason you ran in there and all of a sudden confessing your feelings to Sabrina is because she was getting sperm from somebody else, some other dude. Fifth of all, we don't know if y'all gonna be together forever or not. So you're asking this woman who is about to be a new parent, wants to be a mother, to take a chance on her child having the sickle cell disease. Nobody wants to start and plan a child knowing that it may possibly have this disease or could have this disease, and we're gonna have to deal with it down the line. And so she has a right to hesitate. I would hesitate too. Had I known ahead of time about my child, maybe I wouldn't have done it as well. You know what I mean? So I understand Sabrina's hesitation. What I don't understand is Rich not understanding why she's hesitating. He just, in my mind, he just still worried about her getting sperm from somebody else. He ain't married to her. And I could see if they were married or engaged or something like that, then yes, we should still start that family. But they're not there. So why should she? Somebody put it down in the comment section. Maybe it's me, but why should she? She has a chance to handle that situation from the beginning and not put herself into the stress of her baby being born with a disease. And I'm going to add one more thing to my 2 cents. I just felt Sabrina should have stayed with Damani anyway, and she should have been left Rich. She should have left Rich a long time ago with his attitudes and the fact that he didn't want to have kids. But then Damani was really almost like doing it so he could be in Sabrina's life. He liked Sabrina, and he felt this would be a way that she could be connected to him. So there was that thing about him too. But honestly, I just think Rich and Sabrina shouldn't be together. Now we have Danny and Tony. HR wants to see me immediately. I don't know. Somebody said it was saying HR wanted to see him, but I think I think Danny said they want to see her immediately, which means somebody done dropped dime on them. because of Tony always coming over there behind her, showing displays of affection, always sneaking and whispering in her ear and giggling and all of this stuff, which he's doing when the guy in the next desk over has been watching the whole time. And he's still pissed that Danny got into that leadership program when she didn't deserve to. And he's right. She didn't deserve to. Somebody worked out a deal for her to get in there. And it's going to come back some kind of way that she's probably being inappropriate at work when it's really Tony who keeps coming out there to her station and being inappropriate at work. And remember the little white guy, he said, that's not what I heard. I heard this. And other people have seen what's been going on between them. You're sleeping with your boss. Everybody knows. So, but I'm going to be upset if HR says something to her when she's not even the manager. If I'm correct, they should be going through the manager first before they go to her, unless they're asking her because they're finding that the manager, Tony, has been being inappropriate at work with other employees. So now then I can see if HR is asking Danny to come so they could question her to see if she'll tell something about Tony. Next, we see Agent Watt at the hospital with Gary, and he's showing a picture of Zach now next to Fatima. And he's like, what about this guy? Was he there with Fatima when she held a knife on you? And he's like, he hit me. Now, for Agent Watt to say that, that is some form of manipulation where he's manipulating Gary into thinking that Zach was there. And he's saying the names. He never knew. He didn't have to say Fatima. He could have said, was this lady there? Blah, blah, blah. Do you know who this is? He could have asked because this man is suffering from amnesia, from this traumatic stabbing that he went through. And how are they going to trust what he's saying when he's suffering from selective memory? He doesn't remember some people and he remembers other. And the truth is, he said, when Fatima held a knife to you, when Fatima held a knife to his throat, he was in his office and Andy was with him. That's who was with him. So if he doesn't tell that part, whereas he's always saying that he could remember everything about Andy, if he's not telling that part, y'all know he's faking it then. But then we see two more scenes with Zach and Agent Watt and Fatima. And he's like, it must be my lucky day to find you here with your lovely fiance. And Fatima's looking at him with her face all twisted like, whatever. And he's like, I need to ask the two of you some questions. And then the next thing you see Zach going, whoa, bro. And he's like, get your hands off of me. So Agent Watt is always going up in somebody's house being the aggressor. Instead of being a respectful federal agent, there is nothing saying you have to be funky and nasty and rude when you get up into people's apartments. He did it to Andy, dragging her out. He did it to Robin, but Robin was looking down on him and he tried to step up in Robin's face a couple of times until Robin, in his calm demeanor, checkmate him. I swear I love Robin when he comes up against Agent Watt. But anyway, Fatima's standing right there watching everything go down. So I don't know if Agent Watt was reaching towards Fatima and Zach was being protective and stopping him. Like she might have said something and he might have tried to step to her and Zach blocked it like, no, dude, you ain't doing that. And Agent Watt, get your hands off me. No, you get out of people's houses starting trouble. Just because you're an officer don't mean you could disrespect people in their homes, okay? But then I'm thinking also, I don't know if anybody else noticed that their suspect board is right there in the background. The suspect board is right there. So maybe Agent Watt saw it and wants to go over towards it and Zach is blocking him too. Maybe they don't want Agent Watt to know what they're doing. But then I was thinking if Agent Watt sees that they are trying to figure out who stabbed Gary and they working on their little thing, how can it be them? How can it be us when we sitting here trying to figure out who it is? I mean, would it be smart for them to give up Hayden's information, especially when Hayden getting on Fatima's nerve, and check the cloud and see what happened with Gary messing with his wife? Would that help them? Would that make sense if they threw Hayden under the bus? And then another thing, Gary seems to remember when Zach hit him. So that was in his office. So how is it he doesn't remember Hudson in his office or Penelope who's in his office? They have been in his office more than Zach. Zach was only in there maybe once or twice. So how is it that he can remember being hit by Zach? Put your thoughts about that down in the comment section as well. And then the last scene we have is Fatima showing up to Karen's apartment, unexpected, unannounced, kind of like what Karen was doing purposely to get on Fatima's nerve. Fatima only did it once before, and that's when she showed up when, Karen left the door unlocked for Zach. Y'all remember that. That was a hot episode. We enjoyed that one. But anyway, so here's Karen. What brings you by? And Fatima's like, it's no secret. You and I have not always gotten along. And she's like, I mean, that's like saying Pac and Biggie had a slight disagreement. And Fatima, being the mature woman she is, ignored that and said, I want to talk to you about last night. But let's be real. Here's Karen turning back into her funky self again. She always got to say something. Just like when Zach called her the other day, when Zach called her just to apologize and stuff, sorry. And she's getting on him when Aaron's the one who started the whole thing. And I said it in my review. How come she didn't give Aaron that same attitude when he started it? No, it kind of felt good to have somebody defend me. What the what? He been trying to defend you and you couldn't stand it right there in your apartment. So kill that noise, Karen. Kill it. But here she is with the funkiness once again, which was so unnecessary. If y'all trying to get on the same page, you don't have to say that. But let's be honest. Take ownership of you being the one who always started the disagreement, Karen. You the one that kept calling her out of her name. You the one was slinging biatches all over the place. It was you. You were cool with Fatima until you found out that she was dating Zach. So let's be real with it. But what do we think that Fatima's there for? So most of us are thinking Fatima is there to tell Karen to speak about her pregnancy and ask her not to tell anybody. I mean, you would think that's what she's there for, right? So she doesn't tell. I would appreciate if you kept my pregnancy on the DL. I really don't want anybody to know, da 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 da. Okay? We can see that. But y'all, what if Fatima is there to say, I did notice that you were fine until you found out I was pregnant. Then you had some issues. Is there anything you want to talk to me about? What if Fatima, as women, we peep stuff. We see, okay, we paying attention. And we saw, all of us, how it wasn't until she found out that Fatima was pregnant that all of a sudden she had the false labors and she wouldn't even tell Aaron about it, but they had the flashback those flashbacks that Jeremy hates. They had the flashback that showed her remembering Fatima saying that, yes, she was pregnant. And then all of a sudden the pain hit. So she lied to Aaron and wouldn't tell the truth. But maybe that's what Fatima is talking to her about. Y'all put it down in the comment section and tell me what you think about that idea. So that's all I have for the preview trailer and the synopsis breakdown. Y'all give me y'all 2 cents and please do not forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. And I will see you all in the next video. It's your girl Barbie J saying peace.